everybody, it's Christine. It is day 24 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And here's our sketch today. It's by Kim Johnson Martin. And what she has going on here is a big circle with like a brick pattern on there. There's one horizontal photo, some tag things, you know, there's some clusters going on. There's some little corner, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Corner embellishments here. So what I have gotten is, I have the Hip Kit February 2023 kit, and I pulled it out. Well, I actually started, let me be real. I started with this brick paper here. I thought this was so pretty. It's this purple brick stuff. And I was like, okay, I need something to go with this purple brick pattern. And the Hip Kit has some purples in it. Where did I see it? There's purples in here. Like it's part of the palette, I guess is the point. It's part of the colorway. There's some color, you know, there's some, where did I see it? There's some purples. There's some purples kind of in here. So anyway, I think this is going to be really pretty together. And oh, see this floral? It's pretty, right? So I think I can use this set of papers to go with my brick here. And then my photo is probably a little bigger, honestly, than what the sketch calls for. But I'm going to make it work. And it is a picture. This is my daughter. She was 4. And me and my husband, and we went and had professional photo shots made. Where was this done? Allen Photo. I don't know. 2003, y'all. So 20 years ago. Can y'all believe that? Is that right? Yeah, 20 years ago. Good grief. Look how young and beautiful we were. Anyways, I think I'm going to use this picture because I think this looks really pretty with this purple brick right here. I'll probably pull out my cutter system to cut it. I got to figure out the width there. It looks about like an 8-inch circle, so I think I'll make that work. And I have to figure out what my background is. I was kind of leaning toward this, honestly, because it's kind of this, kind of a cool looking neutral, but it's got these little, I don't know, kind of circly things. I don't know, though. I have to think about that one just a minute. So that's what I'm going to, oh, and there's all these little ephemeras and stuff too, y'all. Tons of little ephemeras, and there's little tags and stuff. And she's got, in the sketch, there's like a little Polaroid. So I think I can make this work. Let me get to figuring out my papers here and cut my circle. And I'll be back on in a minute. All right, y'all, I have cut my circle there, and I've cut my photo mat, and I figured I'd let you guys see me glue stuff down just, you know, because whatever. I did also trim down that black and white 1/2 inch, so it's 11.5 by 11.5, and I'm putting it on top of that really pretty little floral. I did not gut it. I know. It hurts me inside on the one hand. On the other hand, I'm like, God dang, Christine, you got so much paper. So I'm trying to consciously not gut things in a lot of cases unless I know I'm going to use it as the photo mat, maybe on that layout. And I decided, you know, not to on this one. So I'm now gluing by my little circle. Now, she had on the sketch like a little stitching or whatever going around it. So I decided to take a black pen. I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do the whole thing, but I just go around that circle. And now I've laid out all the ephemera. That took me the longest, I think, out of the whole layout, was laying out all the ephemera. And there's actually, the kit came with like a little package of vellum pieces too. So I've got some vellum pieces laying there, and I've got some paper ephemera laying there. But the first thing I do is grab that little Polaroid chipboard piece, because I figured that's, in all honesty, I think that's the most grounded thing in the sense, like it's going to stick once I get it there, and I needed the photo to be at a certain spot over it. So I put that down first. And then because it's raised, I know I can cut the corner out. I don't usually do that because I do like to have some dimension on my layout. So I decided to go ahead and have the foam underneath the picture. And I'm going to kind of just piece this together a little bit because, again, I don't want to cut the frame or whatever. It's just I'm being a little bit, I don't want to use the word lazy, but I just didn't really want to mess with cutting it. So I'm just going to kind of piecemeal all this foam back behind this photo here. Now, the funny part about it is I typically will take and put the foam sticky part on the what am I trying to say, on the photo part, or what am I trying to say? I'll do reverse or whatever. And then I realize after I've done this, I've got the little, do you see the little jagged part or the little step down on the big piece of foam there? And I normally would use that foam side on the paper. That's what I'm trying to say. In this case, I realized, oh, oops, you put it exactly where you need it. You can't do that. You're going to have to glue this to the paper now. That's what took me. I actually took a second realizing what I had done. So I glued that to the paper, and then I'm going to peeling that little backing off to put it on the actual picture. But that's okay because now I have 2 that are kind of stuck with the backing to the paper, and they'll end up getting a little bit of glue on there. And then anyway, I don't know. I'm just wandering around here rambling about this foam stuff, which isn't terribly interesting, but y'all can see what I've done. I guess I should have told you about the picture. The picture was one of the very few, I don't think we've really had hardly any professional photography sessions as a family. I guess just because over time, I mean, Brooke, you know, she's had tons of professional photography stuff, but just as a family, we're just not, we don't tend to go out and get pictures made, right? So this was the one, I think the only one maybe that that we ever had done as an actual family like this. And I love these pictures. My sister used to call them like the floating head pictures, but I actually kind of like them. We had all black on, and, you know, it just looked kind of neat with the black background and stuff. I thought we looked pretty. Brookie looked pretty. She was only like 4.5. She's not wearing any makeup, y'all. She just looks real pretty anyway. I'm looking at the titles and stuff because she had, I think it was Happy on the sketch, and I find this Love here, and I go, well, that's a very similar style, so I'm going to use that. And then in the lower right, she had that little like rickrack kind of thing, and in the vellum piece, there was this little heart, so I decided that would go there. And then on the left-hand side down on the bottom, I put that tag to take the place of, she had like a fishtail banner, I think it is, and I just used the tag. I'm trying to use what I've got instead of having to pull stuff. I don't want to really construct anything because there's so much ephemera and so much, you know, stuff to work with. There's no real reason for me to start trying to construct stuff. So I'm just using what's in the pack here. And I pretty much, I think I make it work pretty good according to the sketch. There's one little tiny fishtail. You'll see me lay it there. I never glue it down, and then I decide, well, I decided it's better. These little banners here. I ended up putting that up in the top where she had like the little paper clip looking thing, or the little pin or something. Because I kind of like these. I thought these looked cute, and it has that love on there. So this whole thing ends up kind of having a love title / theme. And I didn't necessarily do it on purpose, but the title was love. And then I found there's a little vellum phrase that has something well, what it says is, we may not be perfect, but we share a love that can't be matched. So that's going to be that little vellum phrase on the bottom of the photo. And then I'll end up finding a little thing that says, love this tribe of mine. And then I'll have another little piece that says, love this. There's like love all over the thing. I didn't really actually do it intentionally, but I thought, well, okay, it's kind of thematic after I got everything kind of stuck down there. There's a little postage stamp looking thing with a little bird, and it says family. I like that. I'm building out that little cluster down there on the lower left. There's a heart, and I found a little flower. I like how that turned out. I don't end up adding any string on that tag because it just didn't feel like it needed it to me. I was going to maybe add just one more too many things. I don't know. It didn't need it. You can see I've got the little tiny fishtail. It's like a dark purpley blue on the right-hand side over there. That actually doesn't stay on the layout. I haven't glued it down, and I don't know. I just decided the color might have been just a little too dark. And I felt like it was maybe throwing the balance of the layout off a little bit. So I ended up pulling that off eventually. I don't do it right now. I leave it sitting there because I'm thinking it's on the sketch, but eventually it's just something to do with that color. It's just too dark, and I felt like it just pulled the whole layout down, which is kind of weird because it's just a little old piece, but it did. In the upper left, I do have a couple little vellum leaves, and I decided on a little butterfly up there. I will find on the chipboard, I'll go to that in a minute, and I'm going to find something that says photo of the day. It's a little round circle, and that's going to go on there. I have a little small yellow flower on the little Polaroid deal on the lower right down there. There's my little photo of the day thing. I thought that looked cute. I don't know that I add anything else in the way of ephemera. I think that's it. I'll kind of go off camera to glue everything down, but this is what stays. Again, with the exception of that small fishtail banner. I use basically glue dots on the title, the love thing. I ended up having to use a tape runner on the little vellum phrase because I kept seeing through it. And then I decided to add a little bit of Lindy Stamp Gang. It's just a pink shimmer. It's not going to be real in your face, but I kind of felt like it. It just made me happy. And then that is all I'm going to do the layout, y'all. So I'm going to take there we go. You can see that now. I think this turned out real cute. I'm real pleased with that brick, and I think the colors went really good. It's a black, mostly black photo, so I think it looks kind of cool against all these different colors here. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Check out the playlist, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.